Bonjour, welcome to class. So today we are going to talk about the letter E in French, and I know that it gets kind of complicated, sometimes difficult for those who are learning French to grasp it, because in French we have many versions of the letter E. Now, we have many versions because E in French can have different accents, and depending on the accent that is above the E, it is pronounced differently and it is used differently. What we're going to do today is focus on only one E in French, and that is the E that has no accent. Okay, so let's begin with pronunciation. The E in French that has no accent is pronounced E. Look at the movement of my mouth. E. It sounds like you're trying to get something out that's stuck in your throat, or maybe you're coming out of water and you're trying to grasp some air and at the same time cough. But it needs to be soft. It needs to sound pretty, because remember that you're learning French, right? So, So, in French, the letter E without an accent is read E. In French, we use the letter E at the end of a word to show that the word is feminine, because in French we have words that are feminine and we have words that are masculine. Every time we want to show that the word is feminine, or every time it's a woman who's talking and the word that we're using applies to the woman or the girl or anything else out there in the world that's feminine, then we add E without an accent at the end. We add an E. Now, remember that the letter E, that's the letter E in English, only applies to E without an accent. In French, we have other E's with different accents, and those E's, they are read differently, they are pronounced differently, they are used differently, and they are in different words, okay? We are only talking about E, that is E without an accent. The most important thing to remember is that E without an accent, the letter E, is always silent when it is at the end of a word. It is always silent. Pretend that it's not there. Ignore it, like your ex-husband or an ex-girlfriend or the bill collectors when they call you, okay? Just completely ignore it. Pretend it is not there. It's useful when we write, but it's not really useful when we speak, okay? So the letter E, that's E without an accent, every time you see it at the end of a word, pretend it's not there and ignore it. I'm going to show you some examples. Let's take, for example, this word that you see on the screen right now. This is the word petite. 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 It is not petite, it's not petiteux. Why? Because the E at the end has no accent. So we pretend that it's not there. What we are actually reading is the letter T that comes before it. That's why we say petite. Petite. This word that you see on the screen is bonne. Not bonnet or bonheur. No, bonne. Why? Because the E without an accent is silent. The next word on the screen is France. Not français, not français, not français. Why? Because the E at the end is silent. So what we're really reading is the C, the letter C that is before it. France. Okay, I hope you now understand how to use the letter E in French. If you would like to learn more, like this video, subscribe, and don't forget to look at the other videos that I have on my channel. And I will see you next time. Au revoir.